Welcome to HAD6 channel. In this video, we will look into imprudent. 16 adjectives with similar meanings will be reviewed in example sentences. Let's get started. Imprudent, which means rash. Number 1. Thoughtless, which means without consideration of the possible consequences. Thoughtless. For example, to think a few minutes of thoughtless pleasure could end in this. Number 2. Injudicious, which means unwise. Injudicious. For example, I took a few injudicious swigs of potent cider. Number 3. Foolhardy, which means recklessly bold or rash. Foolhardy. For example, he'd been stupid and foolhardy. Number 4. Unwise, which means foolish. Unwise. For example, it would have been unwise to argue. Number 5. Incautious, which means of a person or an action heedless of potential problems or risks. Incautious. For example, he blames incautious borrowing during the boom. Number 6. Impolitic, which means unwise. Impolitic. For example, it was impolitic to pay the slightest tribute to the enemy. Number 7. Heedless, which means showing a reckless lack of care or attention. Heedless. For example, Elaine, she shouted, heedless of attracting unwanted attention. Number 8. Improvident, which means not having or showing foresight. Improvident. For example, improvident and undisciplined behavior. Number 9. Unthinking, which means expressed, done, or acting without proper consideration of the consequences. Unthinking. For example, she was at pains to correct unthinking prejudices. Number 10. Ill-judged, which means unwise. Ill-judged. For example, she flinched at his ill-judged choice of words. Number 11. Hasty, which means done with excessive speed or urgency. Hasty. For example, hasty decisions. Number 12. Reckless, which means heedless of danger or the consequences of one's actions. Reckless. For example, you mustn't be so reckless. Number 13. Rash, which means impetuous. Rash. For example, it would be extremely rash to make such an assumption. Number 14. Irresponsible, which means of a person, attitude, or action not showing a proper sense of responsibility. Irresponsible. For example, it would have been irresponsible just to drive on. Number 15. Foolish, which means lacking good sense or judgment. Foolish. For example, he was foolish enough to confide in her. If you have better examples in mind, please share them in the comment section below. Also, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.